Hey everyone! So as you can see from the title of this video, it is about my laser hair removal. So I definitely struggled with, deciding whether I wanted to do a video on this. Obviously it's a personal subject. It can be an embarrassing subject, but all I can think is that before I even made that appointment, before I made that call, all the questions I had in my head, but I thought were way too embarrassing to ask anyone. So I was like, if I'm embarrassed to ask the questions, how am I going to go through with the appointment? So after I had my first session, I figured I had to sit down and just talk about my whole experience and hopefully answer some of your questions. But this has been so great, and I just had such a positive experience that I figured I would totally share basically all the details of my experience. So I started going to LaserAway for my sessions, and from the moment you walk in, you feel completely at ease. All the girls that work there are just been so great. I mean, they just go above and beyond. Honestly, it's one of the best things, one of the best decisions I think I've ever made. So let me backtrack a little bit and really start from the beginning. From as early as I can remember, I never had any upper lip hair, any of that. Or I mean, it wasn't this big concern or anything that really ruled my life. And then in my mid-20s, I was actually put on the pill because I had a lot of weird abdominal pain. Anyway, my gyno suggested that I get on the pill because she thought it was she thought my ovaries were kind of acting up, and she just suggested I go on the pill, and she said that that would definitely ease the pain, and absolutely it did. From the first month I started taking it, the pain was gone, and that was all great. But being as holistic as I am, I don't like to take anything that's, not natural, and anything that I don't have to take. So about 2 years in, I decided I didn't want to take it anymore, and honestly, I felt so much better. I've heard that a lot of girls that are on the pill for quite a while can have huge acne problems just because your body is trying to make up for that, I guess estrogen or progesterone that you're taking. So your body's really just trying to adjust to these new levels of hormones. So I was really afraid of that, but honestly, in that regard, I actually had no problem. But what I did have was I just started hair on my legs started getting darker, hair on my arms, and most embarrassing thing was I started to see hair on my chin. That is so embarrassing to talk about. I always think of the scene in the movie Hot Chick. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that movie, when she gets turned into a guy and she says you have no idea, I have to shave my chin. And one of the girls was no, actually I do know. And not that I ever shaved my face, but that's kind of how I felt. I was oh my God, I've never had to deal with this. And now and honestly, I didn't know that it was because, I was off the pill. I was just what is going on? I'm in my mid-20s, why is this happening? And of course, any other girl probably, you just start waxing and you kind of just deal with it. Anyway, so finally I went to a different wax lady, and she was this is really weird because you can tell someone's features and their nationality, and you can see, this person just has more hair, which there's nothing wrong with that. But she was you don't really have the characteristics that, you have or grow a lot of hair. This definitely seems like a hormonal thing. And then she asked, she's did you just go on the pill? Did you just get off the pill? And so I told her that, yeah, I was on it for about 2 years and I just got off. And she's oh, that's what it is. So, you might want to talk to your doctor and kind of figure out what's going on. Anyway, it's super embarrassing, and it's, obviously it's something really personal. Once I kind of found out the source and kind of knew what was going on, I realized that I had to do something more permanent and not just waxing, because even waxing, you're reminded of it all the time, and it's not fun. And then the thing with waxing is you kind of need to let it grow out enough to be able to wax. Anyway, it's a nightmare all around. So I knew I wanted to do something, you know, definitely like long-term. Anyway, so right from my first call with them, they just put me so at ease, and I realized like this is what they do, deal with unwanted hair. So it's not like you can come in and like surprise them with something. They made me feel super comfortable. So I ended up getting 3 body parts. So I went ahead and did my chin, I did my underarms, and then I did like bikini area. So I figured if I'm gonna go in and do it, I'm going to do it all. So I'm really glad I did. I do have to say that the underarms was one of those where I was like, I don't know if I need it, might as well just do it. But I do have to say, like a week in of not having to, you know, shave my underarms, the skin was just so soft. The skin is lighter now. Basically like a deodorant commercial where those girls' armpits are just super soft and smooth and basically like a baby. That's how mine look now. Just, it has, you know, surpassed any expectation I ever had. Honestly, like to touch your face and to have a smooth, girly face again is such a blessing. So I strongly, strongly encourage you, for, you know, girls that any of this, you know, this sounds close to home, or if you're embarrassed, seriously, it is not worth it. If you think about it, and obviously this is a little pricier maybe than, you know, waxing or shaving, but this, you know, you do with this in a couple of sessions, where if you think about it, like shaving, like the years and years you've been shaving, just like razors, the time, all of that, like that will amount to much more. Now, a lot of the questions I got asked was, you know, of course, pain, and, you know, like bikini area, like how uncomfortable is that? All of that. Anyway, the pain, I do have to say, the first appointment, it was really painful. I do have to say I was on my period, which was probably just a bad timing with the appointment. But obviously when you're on your period, everything is a lot more tender, and your skin even like is so much more sensitive. I know that I can't even like wax my eyebrows. So it was just a bad timing, but I realized like, oh, shoot, I already had this appointment booked. So anyway, I just went ahead and I went with it. I'd like to think that I have a pretty high tolerance for pain, but I do have to say the first appointment, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was probably a 9. The only thing is that it's so quick. So it's not like, oh my gosh, it was excruciating pain for half an hour. No, it's just like the second she like, you know, zaps that laser, it's like excruciating pain, but you know, within seconds it's gone, except she's like doing it a couple of times. I do have to say my second session, it was literally like a walk in the park. I was able to like talk to her, and it was like it wasn't even happening, honestly. And then on a scale of 1 to 10 for that second session, probably a 2. So, not that the pain would ever discourage me from, you know, finishing my whole sessions, but obviously it's a little bit uncomfortable, and it's not something like, ooh, yay, I can't wait to go to my laser appointment. But honestly, after my second session, I am ready and I can't wait to go back. All right, so that will be it. I hope I've answered all of your questions that you've had, you know, about my whole LaserAway and hair removal process. I hope I've given you hope and, you know, have inspired you to, you know, maybe go and finally take care of this. And also, don't forget to subscribe by clicking right here. It will just notify you when I upload a new video. All right, thank you so much for watching and for listening to me speak about something so private. But as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.